We are week 52, oh my goodness, and we've had Terrazzo tile delivery. Eek. These tiles are huge. Yeah, so because it's going to be a while before they're actually installed, they are living in the living room. They've said to us that we needed to take them out of the packaging, store them vertically in a dry, less humid space. So they live in here, and I'm really happy with them. They look great. We had to check them all while the delivery driver was here as well, because you have to basically put on the delivery note that if there's any damage, otherwise you won't be able to claim. But yeah, they are very nice. I can't wait for them to be installed, which is probably going to be a while yet. Who knows?
Who knows?
Oh, and the front door saga continues, because we've found out now that it's not coming till July, so God knows when he ordered it. We thought he'd ordered it in March, but they told us it's a 6-week lead time, so who knows?
Probably just ordered it.
Probably only just ordered it, which is, yeah, so we can't do the next stage of the mortgage until the door comes, so we're not very happy at the moment. But hey ho, it's not going to stop chipboard going down or stud walls or anything like that. God, it's so sunny today, I can't believe it. So it's Saturday, week 52. Andy's just gone to B&Q to get some bits for doing the chipboard. It's going to make a start on that today. Harold's back bank holiday Monday, possibly to be doing some of that as well. So all here, ready to go. Start doing that, putting that all upstairs, and I'll help once we get to the point where there is some sort of a platform to walk on, because I don't fancy walking on the floorboards. Yeah, so that's what we're going to do today and tomorrow probably. And it's such a nice day. It's supposed to be nice all bank holiday weekend. It's gorgeous weather, so we'll try and be out in it as much as possible, hopefully. But yeah, let's see how we get on with the chipboard. It probably won't be a quick job, and Harold will probably be doing some of it on Monday as well, but at least we can make a start on it. Also, Dave came and filled in any scaffolding holes on, I think it was Thursday actually, so you can't even tell where he's been with it. He's that good. So that's another little detail done. And also, what else? Still waiting on the front door. Exciting times. The dogs decide they want to bark whenever you're on camera. So Andy's enjoying the little puzzle, the chipboard up there.
Watch a lot of YouTube videos.
I do not fancy standing on the floorboards. Not ideal. Yeah, so he's making a start on my ensuite area. And it's typical that it's so beautiful outside.
I know.
Yeah, you do this for about another hour and then we've got to get ready because we're going out.
So I'm chipboarding. It's a lot of fun. I've watched a lot of YouTube videos, so I think I know what I'm doing. But no, there's a lot of good instructions online. Things like you've got to span at least 3 joists. Every join should be on a joist, as they've done there. And they are screwed and glued. So I've got this D4 wood adhesive, and it's countersunk 50mm nail screws. So it has to be 2.5 times the board thickness, which is 18mm. So it has to be at least 45mm screws. So yeah, so I've just done this first run. So I actually measured it all out and did it on a piece of paper to plan it, because I've never done it before. And down here is fine because these are all 400 joists, so every join will be on a joist. However, this section here, because of this wall, these are 300mm apart, which throws everything out when you go past here, because 300 doesn't go into 2.4 meters. So what I've had to do, or will have to do, obviously this one's fine because I'll just start a new run here and hit a joist all the way along. But this next one down here, there'll be a join probably about there, another one here, and then we'll pass over this 300. So actually the join will be about here, so it's not on a joist. So what you have to do is put some noggins across, just something for the join to sit on, because obviously that's a weak point, and it will be held by the chipboard either side once they're all dry and glued, but you just need a noggin in just to stop it. So a bit annoying that these are 300, but it is what it is. And this room's 3.4 meters wide, so I've worked out this way as well, so it's 600 boards. So I'm going to start with a full board there, which means that we'll have a 400mm board on this end, so 400mm board on this end, so you're cutting 200mm off, so it needs to be at least 150 width as well on the board. So there's a few restrictions, it makes it's not too straightforward, but once we get running, should have, so the offcut from this board I'll be able to use as a starter on that board, so you've always got that brick pattern and the joins are never in a line, every other board at least. So yeah, see how it goes. It is, as Kaz said, it's very hot today, so I'd probably rather be outside, but we've got the bank holiday weekend, we've got a few days, so should be okay. I get some sun at some point, but this is actually quite enjoyable because it's new to me. And yeah, got all my stuff set up down there, so I'm sawing and marking down there, and then bringing the boards up and gluing and screwing up here. And then you see these here are my 10mm boards around the edge, just to give you that expansion gap. Obviously this will then be covered by the plasterboard, which will come out at least 10mm, so you won't see that gap. So yeah, once all this is done, obviously then the plumber and electrician can come in and do their bits on a safe deck. And then once it's all plastered, the under floorboards, which I've got one here, they will sit on top of this chipboard, and then the pipes run inside these grooves, and then the finished floor goes over the top. So then that board's 18mm, that board's 18mm, and then the finished floor's 15mm. So that's how much higher we're going to be up the wall. We've still got extra ceiling height in here anyway, so it doesn't really matter. So yeah, back to boards. So that's pretty much it for today. We have been out for lunch, I've not been in all day, but I managed to get a lot of this room done, and so let's cut around that bit of wall there, and most of this room done as well. So just a few more 1.5 boards that way, so another 2 rows nearly, same this side. And as I was saying earlier, you can't always get every join a chipboard on a joist, as has happened here and also happened here because of this 300 here. So this join here is on a noggin and this one will be here. So what you need to do about halfway is get a piece of wood, as snug a fit as you can get between the joists, screw both sides with two screws, and that just supports this joint as it's a weakness. But as I said, it's also supported either side by a full board because you've done the brick pattern, so you don't have any joins in a row, especially not here. And this noggin will just go across, and it has to be at least half the depth of the joists, which are 9-inch. So I've got just over 5-inch the joists for the noggins. So yeah, just measure the width, get as close as you can to the millimetre almost, so it just really snugly fits in. Hammer it in if you can, and then 2 screws either side. And then when you're obviously gluing that joint as well, but you can put a screw into that noggin in the middle, and that'll just hold both boards on that joint well. So yeah, done quite a bit, but obviously because it's my first time, I've decided to lay them all out dry, so I've not glued or screwed any of these yet. But what that means now, I've got all my cuts ready, so probably tomorrow now I'll just slide all the boards that way, start in this corner, screw and glue as I go, and I think I'm going to put at least 3 screws in every joist, so each board will have 3 screws across the width, all on every joist. On the instructions it does say to screw through the tongue into the joist, but I've watched a couple of YouTube videos, and what a lot of them said, nearly everyone actually said, these joists are never perfectly flat. So as you start laying chipboard, obviously as you're screwing it down, it'll move and wave to the joist. So what happens is if you screw all these down and you try and slide the next one in, you'll really struggle to get it in, be really tight, and you probably have to hammer it a lot more than you need to. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to put screws down this end, slide up this next board, and then do the rest of the screws, and then another one in this one, and then slide this one, and same again, just so it all goes snugly together. But I'm just working on it now. It doesn't feel like there's any bits that are moving up and down. It feels like they're pretty flat. Oh, a little bit there. Yeah, maybe that needs screwing obviously, but you'll see pretty solid. So these are 18mm boards, and I've been cutting them down there. And actually there's not actually that much waste so far, probably about 1 metre in total I've wasted just from these offcuts at the ends. just the length of the room doesn't quite mean that I can take that end of that and put that at that end and maintain my brick pattern. So yeah, more tomorrow hopefully, but yeah, not as bad as I thought it was going to be. It's quite enjoyable. Just a shame that these joins weren't on a joist. That makes it a bit harder obviously because of the noggins, but otherwise it would have been quite easy, and once you get to these runs of full boards, very quick. So that's my noggin in there, so it just sits flush there under the board, and I just put 2 screws, 100mm, 50mm, and then 50mm into there, and that should hold. So that joint now is okay to be floating, but not without that noggin.
So that's it pretty much for another week 52. We're just going to go out now to Andy's mum's because it's such a beautiful day. We're going to go and sit in their garden, have some food and stuff. And Andy's might do a little bit more chipboard when we get back because you love doing the chipboards. And we will insert a year's worth of Reno at the end of this video. That's going to be epic. I'm looking forward to watching that. It shouldn't be too difficult to do either. It's just like I do, obviously, each week's Bruno putting them together. So yeah, thanks again.
You say it's easy, you're not doing it.
I'm not doing it, so that's why it's easy. Yeah, so shut up. And that's it for another week. Thanks for watching as always, and fingers crossed week 53 is going to be stud walls, maybe bay windows, tiles, you never know.
Rest of the chipboard.
Yeah, the rest of the chipboard. Oh yeah, we'll do it like easily within like a day. So thanks for watching as always. Bye.